Yeah, they do not have a stopper yet once he gets a BKB, so that's one of the reasons I'm sure Gambit likes the
10
Enigma
seconds
option.
remaining.
Of course, without a BKB, Shadow Shaman specifically could be an issue. But even outside of
5
that, I mean,
seconds
other
remaining.
Titan Echo Stomp, sure, but it takes a while, and both the cores right now do not have ways to stop you, so pending items, of course. So yeah, it's a pretty comfortable Enigma game, but it goes back to this theme that Gambit especially likes to be. You know, the heroes that we talk about, the Visage Shadow Fiend, it
Dire team
revolves
battle.
around this idea of group and push objectives. They kind of hit this power point 15 minutes or so into the game where they just start pushing together as a team, and it almost feels unstoppable at points. So you have Enigma, Lycan, two good heroes that are very good at that, obviously keeping the idea there as well. So I assume it's going to be a Dahak Lycan in the safe lane, and so they're looking for an
10
Aphanine
seconds
hero.
remaining.
But like you said, musical lanes could definitely come out, though.
5
These
seconds
picks.
remaining.
They pan Visage, actually, with the very final ban. That's interesting to me. Nemiga, after it's all said and done, they're like, you know what? Just in case, we do not want to deal with the Visage.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you have Lycan, Visage, and Enigma, there's basically no way to stop them from pushing your towers in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Get like 3 Helma Dominators or something like that. Everybody grabs a catapult. That'd be pretty ridiculous.
Brewmaster ban on the side of Gambit. So now, which, again, Shadow Fiend is still there, like I was talking about, though, in the matchup against Viper, maybe not the greatest. And it is a Guardian Greaves carrier, though. Is there another hero maybe that fits that theme? Where else could they go?
10 seconds remaining.
You know,
Dragon Knight, I suppose, but
5
no.
seconds
I wouldn't do
remaining.
that.
I think I'd like them to put
Team
some damage
Pitbull.
into the black hole. Oh, interesting. Is this going to be a core Rubik?
I would
Core
think
Shadow.
Core Shadow Demon, actually, yeah. Maybe? I'm trying to recall if Gambit's actually played a Shadow Demon throughout this run. I think they have. I think they've played Core Shadow Demon, but I can't say for sure if it's Aphanine or
10
Dahak
seconds
the one
remaining.
playing it.
All right. Well, let's go to our trusty
5
friend
seconds
Dota
remaining.
Buff and find out.
Well, why would they pick Shadow Demon, though? I mean, it's not... Going back to this whole objective base, he's not the greatest for that, but the Purge is nice this game, slowing down heroes like Razor.
The save is really good as well. You know, somebody gets shackled or hexed, you save them. They get stomped, you save them. They get Viper struck, you save them. Also, the Purge stopping Razor from chasing. But yeah, it does seem a little bit strange, but I will say this: their lineup is 100% all in because they don't have like a true late game hero.
True.
None of their heroes is a true late game hero. I mean, except for Enigma, but that's like an ultimate that has to hit 4 heroes to win the fight in the late game. So
Yeah.
Gambit, if they don't end this game by 25 to 27 minutes, I think they're going to have some struggles.
I could most certainly, I mean, kind of going back to the idea of the whole Guardian Greaves build, Shadow Demon definitely is a candidate that could absolutely pull it off, so I would almost expect that and expect it to be in the hands of Aphanine, even because of it. So Nemiga finding themselves using all their reserve time just about, and they settle on Admiral Kunkka. Good against Lycan, decent against Enigma.
Yeah, I like this pick. I think it makes quite a bit of sense. It gives them... Okay, so it is the Aphanine.
Aphanine Rubik.
Rubik.
Yeah, you're right now. Wow, so they support Shadow Demon last pick.
Yeah, a little funky, but they must feel that it really fits into their lineup and what they want to do. I definitely do like the Kunkka, not only because of the X being good against Lycan and his really good teamfight contribution to like a stomp setup, but also just simply the wave clear from Tidebringer. Going to be able to deal with the Eidolons, deal with the Lycan units as well. I just hope he doesn't go like Radiance. I hope he just goes like a couple bracers into maybe, I don't know, like drums and crit, something like that.
The Rubik, we were seeing some mid Rubiks for a bit there shortly after 7.2, and it's died off a fair amount now, but The biggest reason why we were seeing that mid Rubik was for that lane domination. He is a very good laner in a 1v1 matchup in most cases. And I think that definitely stands with the Viper, too. And again, Viper is a little bit different now with how he works. He's not necessarily as dependent on dominating the lane. It's more about having a decent start and then transitioning into jungle. But wait, so the Chosen One, who are their players? I'm actually trying to remember now. Who plays what? Chosen One's their offlanes. Wait, so it's an offlane Viper?
Yep, that's what it looks like.
So it's going to be a Kunkka mid, actually. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, that's pretty much the only place that Kunkka's ever played.
Well, Zai's been playing offlane Kunkka a little bit. Specialty for him, I suppose. But...
Okay, well, that's Zai. I will play any hero anywhere. So.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, that is a good point. Usually Viper also is one of those heroes that's played mid only. So a little bit of a funky draft, to be honest, from Nemiga. They have 3 potentially mid heroes, and then they're kind of just putting them in the lanes that I think will work the best.
Yeah. Interesting stuff. Again, mid Viper has been the way to go, for especially as of late, but switching it up a little bit again. Going the off lane, Nemiga. This is a team that's coming off defeating Pavaga Gaming, though. 2-0, and doing so in pretty, I don't want to say dominant fashion, but again, they were the underdogs going into that, and they handled them pretty well. So the fact that they're here in the first place, big news for them, and matched up against, again, a solid Gambit team, though. But the drafts, as it usually is in a Gambit game specifically, somewhat unique, but again, I would definitely favor Gambit. It kind of is their theme of a lineup. Even back to Rubik, I could most certainly see Guardian Greaves on him this game. And then you have that idea of the Lycan and Enigma to push. So this seems like a comfort zone draft, even though it's not the typical heroes that we see from them.
Yeah, I think that the lanes are going to... Oh, man, I almost think that Nemiga should try and switch up these lanes a little bit. It doesn't feel like... I mean, Kunkka's going to do fine mid, but I think that the Razor could definitely struggle a little bit against the offlane Enigma. It's not like a typical hero that's super easy to run down because Enigma plays at pretty good range all the time.
Mm-hmm. I guess his Nova, his Q is actually decent against Enigma, though, for clearing the Eidolons. So there's that aspect of it. But when it comes to the Link, yeah, Enigma shouldn't be too vulnerable.
Although, as I say that, I think that Enigma is a pretty slow hero, so...
You see the Link up, taking him for a walk. It's going to be fine. Are we at the same time, by the way? I'm at 107, 108. Just want to make sure that the stream is synced up. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't want any spoilers here.
Yeah, I'm just going to refresh it because quality is pretty bad right now.
That happens. All right, top lane, though. Dahak on Lycan. Going to send the Wolves. Get some information. So far, he's 3-0 in CS up there. The mid matchup, however, 5-3 Rubik versus a 3-0 Kunkka. Again, Rubik is a lane dominator, the Fade Bolt spam. No matter really who you are, you're going to have trouble dealing with that when it comes to last hitting. So, would certainly expect Rubik to have a very good time. Oh, yes, he's diving very deep. Or Zitrax, excuse me, diving very deep. I always get confused by that name. But he was sapping all that damage, so he almost nearly turned kills onto Immersion. It's going to be fine, though.
Yeah, and that is one of the ways to deal with Enigma lane. You know, they're always pulling the lane back by denying that range creep every wave, pretty much. And so one of the best ways to deal with that is just simply dive them under the tower. Razor's pretty good at diving. That being said, Earth Spirit is also pretty good at counterplaying that. Normally, you think of Earth Spirit as a offensive, aggressive hero, but he functions pretty well against diving because he is very tanky and has the slow and the stun, lots of crowd control to deal with that.
Top lane, Viper is having a great time. Lycan's managing to get some good CS, though.
Earth Spirit has moved to the top lane. Trying to set up a kill on this Viper, it looks like.
Well, there we go. Catching off the mini-map. Chosen One is picked off, so just as I'm talking about, his CS looking pretty good. That rotation from Immersion, as you called out. Again, Earth Spirit Saw plenty of it yesterday. This is just how the hero works. He's one of the best roamers in the game, and it's no different now. So when you have a comfortable Earth Spirit player, he can get in there quickly, especially now with the barrel roll stunning even. Makes it that much easier to get the jump. And they take full advantage. So good gank there for the first blood for Gambit. Start things off strong.
Yeah, and I don't think that happens if this is a Razor in the off lane against the Lycan, which is, it seems like the better matchup to me. But, you know, anytime that a Lycan can get kills in the lane, this is a hero that has like almost no kill potential normally.
Yeah.
But a really good rotation by the Earth Spirit.
Until level 6. Speaking of that, rotation out of the middle lane. Sunlight, he's in trouble. Can he get the Torrent down? Lift up. Finally gets the Torrent off, but they're just going to avoid it. Fade Bolt hits. Aphanine gets the kill. And Immersion will head back towards the top lane now. So he continues to be a nuisance here for Nemiga in 2 different lanes. 2 kills, both with the assists. You have some contesting on the jungle camp here between Viper and Shadow Demon meanwhile. But Immersion causing chaos. As expected, he's kind of going back and forth between top and mid, trying to figure out where to go next for this kill. By the way, shout out to WePlay. I love the idea of using the theme of the map and everything from previous days, but I just realized we are on the default map.
Yeah,
that's nice.
A little bit easier to see what's going on. I'm a fan of that.
Oh, here's that replay. So good job catching it on another camera. Give us an idea of what happened. Just pretty self-explanatory, though. 3 versus 1. No chance to get away.
Now we're not on the default map. What is going on?
Wait. What? Oh. Wait, they have the 2 different cameras. That's why. They're swapping between them. I think that's why, and that's why it was the replay cam. Oh, jeez. Just as I give them a shout-out. Okay. Talk later. 5-minute bounty runes are about to spawn. Fishman. He's going to try to get this, but he shackles on up, and it's just kind of chilling there for now. Can Enigma get it? Yes, Afterlife able to pick it up first. Fishman wants to come over here to steal the other one, but there's no way. Enigma will be able to pick it up. FNG able to get one at the top, so 3 for 1 favoring Gambit there. Good attempt from Rasta, but Enigma just a little too fast. Manages to pick it up. Rod of Atos from Viper, definitely coming, by the way, and it is great this game, as it usually is, Lycan specifically.
Yeah, and the Earth Spirit, too, is usually pretty difficult to lock down.
We saw that matchup yesterday, the Viper versus Lycan. That was the TFT game, I believe, for series. Yeah. And Chessie, I think, was playing the Lycan in that case. Yeah, he was having troubles. The Rod of Atos consistently locking him down. Astral, he's having a lot of trouble. He will actually live. Soul Catcher, he's going to start healing up as it wears off. He's good to go. Immersion still in pursuit, though. 2 more seconds, has a roll. They're not going to hit him, however. He's already gone, but they will take a Viper kill, which they're going to go for now. Dahak in the face, puts the auto attack out with the Immersion roll. They do secure that kill, and now they're going to push this tower with a siege. This is probably going to be a tier 1 tower kill.
Yeah, 6 minutes into the game, this tower's toast.
Sunlight?
And,
he's good.
Really good start for Dahak. But he's 3-0-0 without shapeshift. That is that does not look good for Nemiga.
Yeah, I think is that 4-0-0 now. Picks up that. No, that wouldn't be. Okay, so 3-0-0 for that kill. Yeah, easy kill right there as well. Aphanine bodying Kunkka, almost taking him out there. But Kunkka's CS is looking good. He's comparable right now to the Rubik. Of course, with Tidebringer, it's understandable, but Fadeable spam annoying. Yeah, Torrent currently stolen by Rubik. You see Lycan Helm with a Dominator purchase, and he's going to go back to a Hannah Midas. He is a position 1 player after all. He wants to have that farm item.
Yeah, and I also think that if we look at their draft, it's so all in that they need to have somebody who's going to scale. And you know, in the rare occurrence where they're not able to take racks at like 20 minutes, you don't want to leave yourself with absolutely no farm in the mid game, because that's just like a death sentence to your lineup.
And we're seeing this Enigma build too. Hannah Midas on him is going to be happening, and this is a somewhat popular item for a while now in Enigma. I was mentioning it yesterday. There was an Enigma game where he didn't get it. Just kind of questioning that, but Afterlife, he's going to stick with it. He too is going to scale like crazy because of it. Bottom lane, they were diving. Rasta, he's the one nearby. They get the tower kill, and they're going to kill Rasta. Again, this is Gambit fashion. Not to sound like a broken record, but we're 8 minutes in. They already have 2 tower kills. They're going to start pressuring the mid tower next, likely. Maybe put some pressure on the tier 2 bottom. It's just teams just have trouble dealing with the onslaught. That's just nonstop from Gambit.
Yeah, we also do see that Zitrex has the Veil queued up again. We saw him do this yesterday, and it was pretty good. So a definitely interesting, kind of odd build for Razor, but the armor is pretty good this game.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Immersion. He's going to go back in. He has support coming in. In fact, Elder Titan goes down, and Zitrax, he's cut down eventually too. The shapeshift activated from Lycan, and they are heading towards that mid lane, but 7-0 favoring Gambit right now as Rasta able to TP away, but that is going to be a mid tower kill very likely with Lycan here still in the shapeshift even. So yeah, the Veil build on Razor, as you're pointing out again yesterday, it worked out, but there is some nice magic synergy here too. So I could see it for that, but I don't know if that is the answer this game.
Yeah, I don't know if he's tanky enough to take advantage of the armor. And I gotta say, the Rubik Fade Bolt on a mid Rubik is spookily high damage. Like, right there, it was like half of Razor's HP. And you never really think of that ability as like a nuke, a real, true nuke, but it does insane amounts of damage with a bunch of levels in Arcane Supremacy, especially if you follow up the Fade Bolt with another nuke from Plasma Field or Ether Shock or something like that.
Yeah, he again, this hero not usually played in that core role, but the times he is exactly kind of just reminded of that, especially with the earlier levels and what Rubik can do. And he's not even top farm right now. That belongs to Lycan. Dahak's just been moving around. 10-minute bounty runes. FNG will pick this one up. Might come at a cost though. Still don't have a kill on Nemiga's side. I think they're gonna get their first as they take out Shadow Demon. But you know, he got the battle rune or the bounty rune even before, as that was 3 heroes that also collapsed to make that kill happen. Still a bit of a win for Shadow Demon, you could argue. Meanwhile, Invis on Rubik, as he's roaming around, trying to set up on Kunkka. There's a TP coming in from Shadow Demon. I think they're going to go for it. Camera, let's go. In lane, come on. Oh, well, there we go. Disruption hits, and now here comes Immersion as well. Easy kill.
Yeah, it really feels like this Earth Spirit is everywhere.
What is he, 1-0-7? He literally is everywhere. He's been involved in all 8 kills.
That's the mark of a really solid roamer. Is you're one place, you get a kill, suddenly the other team feels safe because you showed up top. Now all of a sudden you're bottom, you get a kill. Now they're like, where am I supposed to go? I can't get away from this Earth Spirit. He's always setting up kills.
Camera's like, no, we're good. Apparently a little bit of a lag spike there for one of the players on the side of Nemiga, but we're already looking at a 6,000 net worth lead, and this is one of these series where we're going into it, and there's been a couple this tournament that's felt the same too, and it's been different results than expected, specifically Empire over Na'Vi, 2-0 even, and even yesterday with NIP versus Kaban. They took them the distance, and Kaban almost pulled the upset in the end before NIP was able to clear it out. So didn't really know what to expect going into this one because of that, but we are seeing Gambit take total control and look like the outcome maybe we expected, at least here in Game 1.
Yeah, and you know, you got to remember that Gambit hasn't really been a big name team for very long. It might not even be considered a big name team recently, but they just came off of a grand finals against Team Secret. So yes, they did lose to Secret 0-3, but the fact that they made it to a Premier Land Grand Finals just shows that they are a very high quality team, and their results kind of speak for themselves of late.
Yeah, and I keep going back to it. This team has just been so fun to watch throughout these WePlay events. They actually won. They're back-to-back WePlay tournament champions, by the way. That's also worth stressing here being a WePlay event. They won both the Winter Madness and the Valentine Madness event on top of that. So this is their tournament until another team says otherwise as far as knocking them off. So you see the odds right there. as we're just talking about, again, very one-sided favoring Gambit. If you like the odds, maybe for Nemiga as a possible upset down the line, head over to 1xbet.com and place said wagers if you like, but it's hard to go against Gambit, honestly, with how they're looking so far. 7,000 net worth lead now, but you can see Nemiga, no signs of giving up by any means. They are going to go for a smoke play. As 4 heroes, kind of a wraparound FNG. He'll bait this out, though. He's going to get caught, but he just kind of ran into it, almost expecting this. Gets the information. Now, Lycan's still trying to run. Razor trying to cut him off. Nice job with the stun of the Centaur, by the way. He did get X back. Out comes the Earth Splitter, but Immersion jumps over with a big magnetizer. Immersion may go down, but it hits nearly every target, I believe. Alpha 9 just spammed the Fade Bolt and the lift in the back lines. Zitrak still just trying to run around and kill somebody. Finally gets the kill on Earth Spirit, but Alpha 9, he's doing work. He kills Viper. He takes out the other Titan as well. Triple kill for Alpha 9 as Zitrax is able to kill Enigma, however. So, a bit of back and forth. You see Alpha 9, he stole that Nether Toxin, trying to use it for his advantage. It's not going to be enough damage, though. He got 2 bolts, and Zitrax claims the kill for 580 more gold for that one. And the net worth swinging a little bit towards Nemiga after all that.
Yeah, this is a little bit of a optimistic play to go back in there on the Rubik. I don't know if he was able to get out. I don't remember if he had a TP. But Dahak, unable to really do a whole lot that fight. He got linked early on by the Razor and just didn't have the damage to take him down. Couldn't really run into the Earth Splitter. And I think that's a little bit over aggressive for Gambit there. But hey, that's their gameplay. It's their style. So, yeah, to be expected.
Exactly. They love to play fast. And right here, Immersion, a little too fast. Once again, overextension. Went for the sexy play of kick in on Rasta and go for the kill, but he had plenty of response. The teammates were there. He threw down the wards, and they kill the Earth Spirit. So yet another 1,000 gold. Swing of Swords going the way of Nemiga as a jump from 5K to 4K. You know, not exactly that, but you get the point. It's going down, and that's great news for Nemiga because they are going to start getting these items, such as I believe we saw the Veil finished on Razor. So yeah, maybe questionable here and there, but it is still his first item finish. It is going to have its benefits. Yeah, Viper Rod of Atos almost finished as well. Drums picked up by Kunkka. Speaking of Viper, he can't move.
Nope.
He's just surrounded.
Perfect surround. That was like a Zergling surround from StarCraft right there.
The 6 Zerglings just surrounding the Marine, and what do you do? That was definitely well played there. So Viper's finding himself down. I don't know if he has a Rod of Atos yet. I don't think he does, actually. He's down there on the net worth. It is an off-lane Viper, to be fair. So keep that in mind, of course. The Hand of Midas is continuing to add up, though, for the Dire team. Enigma's not the greatest farm, but he's got his Hand of Midas now, and he is going to go right into a BKB. We stressed that how they do not have a stopper, actually, when he has a BKB, and they didn't answer it with the Kunkka final pick either.
Yeah, they that was one of the things that was missing from that fight, and why one of the reasons why Dahak had to just run away, because Enigma did not feel comfortable throwing the black hole without a BKB. There's too many disables still up before he ended up going down himself, and so once that BKB comes online, the team fight from Gambit is going to look pretty unstoppable.
Kunkka just missed timing the torrent right there, unfortunately. Went for the hit as the Yule's coming down from Alpha 9, but again, a little too late. So walks away. He's good. Oh, that was whoops. They just double smoked right there.
Well, that's all right. Looks like they're going to go for Roche here, and probably unlikely that we see any response from Nemiga. I think this is going to go down too fast. They're all on the bottom side of the map anyway.
Yeah. But no reason for the Radiant team to believe this is going on outside of maybe some of the heroes missing. But you even see Shadow Demon pushing out mid. You have Immersion there. Granted, none of the cores are showing. But, yeah, they're not even going to be suspicious. And that's a free Roshan. And Aegis for Rubik. That is not the hero you'd usually expect to see on. But F9 being the core Rubik, he'll take it.
Yeah, transformation heroes just generally pretty bad. Aegis carriers. Lycan has an escape anyway with his max movement speed.
Good point, yeah.
And Rubik, as we saw in the last fight, is kind of just like in the mix. He's just right in the center of attention all the time. So giving him an extra life, he comes back up, he has full HP and mana again, he's able to just spam out a ton more spells.
Rubik's very far up too. I just saw he had like 2,500 gold saved up with the Yules and the basic items. He's going in an Ags next, so he's going to have an Ags really early in this game, and just simply for the 2-second cooldowns, very nice. But obviously, there's a couple of abilities that get that much better with the Ags on top of it. So he's going to be of high impact here. It feels like immersion. Oh, he'll scout out the smoke. He has Lycan nearby. Does get Hex, but kicks away and immersion. Okay, never mind. He's still going to get caught. He rolls in, says, I might be dead anyways. Never mind. Rubik's helping. Viper even going to be lifted up on top of that. The ship comes through. Doesn't really connect, though. Dude jerked the room on the Radiant side, but yeah, the buyback from Fishman. Shackles on top of the Ward Trap. FNG caught by this, as well as Earth Spirit. They both end up falling. So a 2-for-1. Fishman's going to die. He's just going to die to the Magnetize. Ticking down. Aphenine, actually, the Nether Toxin is what kills him that he put out. So a dieback on Rasta. I guess a bit of a somewhat even trade there, but we're not even done just yet. Look at Aphenine. He wants more. Astral barely walking away. Will survive. I can't even tell whose Nether Toxin's whose. They're both just spewing it all over the place. The Wolves are in. The Earth Splitter comes out, though, and Rubik has to run. Afterlife, he's here. He's got the BKB, I believe. Oh, it's actually not on him yet.
Coming on the courier.
But they're going to play safe for now. But yeah, he's going to have that delivered. And once the Radiant team sees this, they got to feel a little worried with their positioning.
Yeah, definitely. Now we're going to see the side of Gambit group up and walk down a lane. That whole fight on the Shrine was not something that Gambit really wanted to take. So I think they're okay, just losing their 2 supports there. It ended up being a 2-for-2 essentially, as Shadow Shaman did go down twice.
Do have a bit of a pause here, and they asked for 2 minutes, so hopefully not too long. But this is our first of 2 best-of-3s today. Again, I open up the first 2 days, 3 best-of-3s, action-packed, but starting to slow down now as the event progresses. We got Gambit versus Nemiga, and this will be followed by OG versus Team Singularity, a.k.a. The Real Deal, as they were just previously known as. So that'll be the second best-of-3 later on today. And looking at the brackets, in fact, here, I'll just pull it up for you guys so you can get an idea of what we're looking at. This is on Liquipedia. Empire, who defeated Na'Vi, is awaiting the winner of this in the finals, and then NIP will be awaiting the OG versus Singularity winner in their matchup over there. And then that all leads into the Super Finals, as I mentioned. That'll take place on Saturday, and the really unique thing about that, best of 7. Takes us back 3 years at least, I want to say, since we've had a best of 7 finals.
Probably all the way back to a TI of old.
Yeah.
One of the TIs of old.
Long, long ago when that was. So this game 1, though, they're slowing it down a little bit.
What are these pillars holding up? I don't see any ceiling.
That's a good point. They're just there. They're just cosmetic, you know. It's just they thought they looked cool. Whoever built them. Question the Dota map creators.
I'm not questioning. I'm just curious what they're supporting. Maybe there's some invisible. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with that.
Just some invisible something.
Yeah.
All right, we're back now. That'll be good to go. Okay. So 8,000 net worth lead, though, 19 minutes into the game. Obviously very comfortable right now for Gambit, but it's mentioned that a couple times, and Nemiga cut the gap slightly. Viper, a Rod of Atos, haven't seen it massively come into play just yet. It does have use against the Lycan, as mentioned. There's a Heaven's Halberd picked up by Kunkka. So this is a very... The Radiant team isn't really going a, hard carry build on any of their heroes. And that kind of goes back to Gambit's draft, where that was the thing you were stressing at the end of it. Is they don't really want to take this late game, but honestly, with the way the Radiant's building, Gambit may not mind if this game goes on a little bit. But would probably want to finish it sooner than later. As Immersion, he might be dead. Roll. Wow, he actually gets away. Nope, Aphonine pulled back in, and now he's in trouble. Rubik, he's definitely going to get, well, he's turning actually. FNG's
pretty
showing
tanky
up too, and yeah, he is pretty tanky. The Aegis going to be pop, remember, that's right, he had it. The Purge explodes, and they kill Razor on top of this. Now with Aphonine coming back up, he steals a Torrent. Sunlight is stuck in this Midnight Pulse, can't really get anywhere. Black Hole is ready, but not needed in this point. Look at ToW, he's blocking, even almost toying with him, it seemed like. And eventually finishes the job on Kunkka. They're going to catch Viper 2 with the disruption. He's just poisons adding up. There's the 5-stack, and on top of Aphonine, another Toxin. He's loving to steal that ability. Finishes the job.
Breaking the corrosive skin, making his magic damage that much more effective.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kind of like massive Rubik steals. There's no like Chronosphere, Black Hole, RP, something like that. But there's a lot of really good spells to steal in this game between the X, anything Shadow Shaman has pretty much, and then of course Elder Titan's ultimate, if you can grab that, is pretty damaging too.
Yeah, it's one of those games, like that's what I'm saying with Ags. Yes, it's great for the enhancement that it does on certain abilities that you steal, but I think that 2-second cooldown, it's very Invoker-like, of course, where you just have that freedom now to be able to just choose from so many different spells. And in most games, it will be super effective. And again, no different here.
Absolutely.
So that's why we see it.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Sorry, I'm dealing with something real quick. Okay, we should be good. All right, Aphonine. Oh, he's going to be jump. Oh my god, that Earth Splitter. Melted him.
Yeah, just trying to disengage. They don't have the Lycan ulti to fight. They don't really want to fight right now.
And Immersion's dead too. They can catch up to him. ToW, the leash is up. He can't run away. He gets pulled back with the X. Mentioned Kunkka's great for that reason too. And Gambit finds himself in a fight that was just a little too uncomfortable. And they lose 3.
Yeah, again, Afterlife, nowhere near his team. We still have not seen a single Black Hole. And he's just continuing to farm. He's got a Blink now, BKB, Midas. He's going for kind of that like carry Enigma style. But it does seem like maybe it's about time to group up with the team. Just land that one game-winning Black Hole. Although they'll probably wait for the next Roche before they do that.
See Viper, he's still going the same build that we're used to seeing, just maybe a little bit slower than usual as him playing that offlane role. But eventually get in there. Yeah, no Black Hole is definitely a big thing from the side of Afterlife Gambit here. And having the Blink, though, with the BKB, you'd expect that that's definitely something that Gambit will now finally be looking for actively. But I do look back at this team. I mean, I know I was kind of mentioning with the item builds of the cores on the Radiant side, it's maybe not going to scale as good into the late game as they could have gone for, but it goes back. It is just a Lycan as the true core on the side of Gambit. So I suppose the longer this game does go on, Nemiga would be happy with it, and as long as their tier 3s are up, they should feel still fairly comfortable with how the game is looking for them.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, they are one mistake away from losing their entire base. That is the problem when you're playing against the Lycan lineup, is that you really have very little room for error.
Okay, for people that are telling me how to pronounce Aphonine, I've literally been told like 5 different ways by people that swear they're experts on this name. So, every time, I swear, Ninja, Aphonine. There's cats that call him Afro Ninja, and I'm like, that's not actually his name. You know that, right? It was just cool to say. Yeah. Aphonine is one I've kind of stuck with, but Aphonine is another one I've heard. I don't know. He's a good player. ToW, he's surrounded. Gets saved initially by the Shadow Demon, though. Immersion comes in with Magnetize. Trying to simply distract. The leash is up to ToW. He goes shapeshift, but he's doing no damage. He is stuck. Here comes a Black Hole, though. That is expected. Aphonine trying to follow it up to damage, but without the Lycan damage, it's not really the most intimidating. Viper, though, lifted up in the air with the turret. He's still alive. There's 3 dead on the side of Gambit. Aphonine, they're going to turn on him. A triple kill for Zitrex. Yeah, Lycan getting caught initially. the follow-up to a big black hole really is not the greatest from the Dire side.
Yeah, just in general, they almost rely on Rubik to have stolen either a Kunkka boat or a Nether Toxin or an Elder Titan ultimate. Otherwise, it's kind of just the black hole that's doing damage. And in that particular scenario, not only was the Lycan trapped in the wards for the first couple of seconds of his BKB, but he was linked up the entire time. So by the time he got out of the wards, he had basically no damage and just completely melted to the Razor, who had stolen about 250.
Yeah, he was sapping that damage for a long time. And so not only Razor hitting like a boss, it's just Lycan literally doing nothing himself. So kind of a perfect mix. And we seriously are getting to a point now where Nemiga's, I mentioned feeling comfortable earlier as long as their tier 3s are up. They got to be even feeling pretty good after that fight. And the one thing I keep looking back at, though, they actually do not have a tower kill yet on the side of Nemiga, and we're 26 minutes in. So that kind of shows you just how aggressive Gambit's been, constantly pushing past the river. But Nemiga's won a couple of these fights. They've stood their ground, and eventually they are going to start pushing back, you figure.
Yeah, I think it's only a matter of time, to be honest. That Lycan is kind of one of those heroes. He's sort of like Tinker in the sense where if you die 2 or 3 times in the mid game, you almost just lose the game automatically. Now, I'm not saying that Gambit doesn't have a chance anymore. They probably are the better team in terms of skill and strategy, but this is definitely getting to the point where it is a little worrying for them, and the Kunkka now having a crit in addition to that Hadvin's Halberd, he's becoming more and more of a problem to clear out these summons from both the Enigma and the Lycan, which is like half of their damage in these fights.
Feels like it. Again, it's also very dependent on Rubik. And I didn't mention it earlier, but something I do usually talk about whenever we see a core Rubik is kind of what we're seeing here, in that core Rubiks, they were very popular shortly after 7.20, but the success rate of them felt like it really wasn't that great. And it's just kind of just the idea that he's a great lane dominator, but after, he's not a core that really develops the best. He just simply will be solid for you, a nice utility for the team, but you can't really rely on him for some big damage, of course, throughout the game. In fact, Viper, I mean, look at this.
He's so tanky.
Yeah, Viper's just tanking all this damage, buying this time, and now here's the response. Alpha she's locked down. He's going to be killed off as he's trapped in the war. 65 seconds, he's out of the fight for immersion, puts the Magnetize up, but that's a double kill for Zitrax. It's down to a 2,000 net worth lead, and the Radiant team is just going to start pushing mid. Yeah, perfect example right there. Viper just tanked all the damage.
Yeah, he goes down eventually, but I mean, that was a good 15 seconds of Gambit going on him. And Gambit's team fight is, they have to win team fights within the first 10 seconds, because then you lose the Lycan ulti. I'm assuming you use Black Hole, that's over. And once they use those two things, they basically have nothing. They have very little control, very little damage. And the longer the fights go, the better it is for the side of Nemiga. Razor is the king of long fights, and Viper as well does a massive amount of damage in longer ones.
That's where, yeah, Viper especially, that's where it really is the item build of this Radiant team. There's been some unique things. Again, we've talked about the Veil. Not really unique seeing the Halberd on Kunkka, but considering the lineup, I could have seen more of the Shadow Blade, no Daedalus style build, just right-click damage. But because they've all built this very somewhat tanky build, and the lack of just consistent overall damage in fights from Gambit, we're seeing that mix now and the swing, ultimately, as a result, in favoring Nemiga. Let's say Enigma. Nemiga here on the Radiant side. So
I mean, that right there, Lycan not being able to kill a position 5 support is really a bad sign. If you're a Gambit fan, that is not something that you would expect. Even Shadow Shaman itemizing for 2 bracers to give him that extra health is a very smart way to play this. The magic resistance also very good against the Shadow Demon and the Rubik. Yeah, I think that Nemiga is itemizing and playing this in a very good way. You mentioned that they didn't have any tower kills around the, 20-minute mark or so, but I feel like they kind of just know. All they have to do is just stay on their side of the map, keep their tier 3s up, and they have a very good shot at this game.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
This is a lead for Nemiga. It's slightly going in their favor, but just how the game state is, absolutely, it's their game to control right now as we continue on. Fishman, he is still alive. Oh my gosh. The examples just keep happening. Wow. Guardian Grief save, pipe from Viper. They kept their position 5 support alive again. It's like, kill the position 5. That's all Gambit's going for. They want some sign of hope, and they can't even do it.
Yeah, and credit to the Elder Titan. He's had a couple of very clutch saves with the Force Staff here in the last couple of minutes, in the last couple of team fights. I think that Nemiga is playing very well together.
They are. They go back to, again, they 2-0'd Pavaga in their first series. We mentioned that we didn't expect much out of them. Maybe we should have. Empire was the same story. We saw them defeat Na'Vi the other day themselves, and thus in the finals. And could you imagine? I know it's down the line, but an Empire Nemiga finals when you have Na'Vi, Gambit, Pavaga, you have all these other teams that you would expect. The Pango, who, that's a different story. I mean, technically they won, but
yeah.
Anywho,
For real.
it's possible. It's very possible at this rate. So I could go back to, this is the Radiant team looking very good. They're pushing towers now. It's hard to see the development of Gambit with the heroes that they picked. You can't really get items that all of a sudden allow them to start taking over this game. There's nothing that really screams, oh, that's going to be the key, right? It's just they're going to get bigger and better, but so is the Radiant.
Yeah, it doesn't really get any better for you as a Lycan once you're at this point in the game. Like, yes, you can get the AC, you can get an Abyssal Blade, you can get, you know, I don't know, maybe a Desolator, you can get a Scotty, but none of those items really make you that much stronger. They just kind of keep you up with the other heroes in the game. It doesn't really feel like you have this item that's suddenly going to win you the game once you get past, like, 20 minutes on this hero.
Oh, look at those odds. It has jumped way down. This is for the overall series, but now 2.44. It was upwards of what, like 8 earlier or something like that for Nemiga. Yep. So if you got the wages in there, you must be feeling pretty excited right now. Granted, again, there's still a whole series left, but 1xbet.com. You can go ahead and place that wages on the odds if you like. Shadow Demon. Okay, Shadow Demon's going to try to build an Axe, so multiple purge charges, but it will provide the break then as well.
I don't know what that really does for you, though.
Not much. Viper, sure, but again, we've seen the Nether Toxin constantly stolen by Rubik, so they've already kind of had a break.
Yeah, you've got a Daedalus on the Kunkka now. The Razor has a full Shiva's Guard. So, I mean, these heroes are getting extremely dangerous, and you can just see, like, you don't really think of your mid player as having to just kind of like sit in the trees and poke at creep waves. You want them to be able to run around killing people. And Rubik is not really a hero that can do that anymore.
Viper's going blade mail. With the way he's just able to stand in the midst of these fights, I suppose why not?
Yeah, there's a lot of kind of uncontrollable damage on the side of Gambit. Between the Midnight Pulse, Black Hole, all the Rubik spells, Shadow Demon, Earth Spirit Magnetize. I like it.
Yeah. Really just thinking about this Gambit draft now, and again, it's almost like they tried for the same theme with this whole Visage Shadow Fiend I go back to, but the bigger difference is that both of those cores can be a decent threat in the very late game even, especially someone like a Shadow Fiend with the right clicks and stuff. So the scalability is there as kind of the net, even if the early game doesn't work out, and Gambit's draft seems to struggle with that in this case. But Rubik explained it enough. Half a 9, she's caught. She's gonna throw out a 3-man torrent, but the double lane. What? Okay, that just looks funny. They're literally like staying at the same damage because of that. Meanwhile, Shadow Demon gets picked off to the side. But that just looks silly. I suppose it prevents the Razor, if anything, from draining all that damage, but still.
Yeah.
They're going to go Roshan.
Don't cross the streams, Breaky.
Don't cross the streams. I'm 12, by the way. Okay, interesting here. Look at Viper. He actually went Poison Attack affects buildings. We normally see that Viper Strike talent at 20, but with the way the game's going, their sieging is a little weaker. So they're going to get an answer there, I guess, yeah. Yeah, so that's it's not the craziest addition, I suppose, but it's still some nice enhancement.
Yep.
The buildings. So they give up on Roshan. They choose not to commit for it. It kind of goes back again. Objectives they're not really that great at.
Yeah, that was pretty awkward. They dropped the wards, and then they realized that 2 of the creep waves were pretty much at their base, and against a Lycan Enigma team, you absolutely cannot do that. So having to just back out and waste the wards, essentially. Feed Roshan a bunch of gold, actually, is what they did.
In hindsight here, I really am looking at the Enigma build and saying, Blink BKB almost feels worthless. Because again, Black Holes, it's still a great crowd control, sure, but the follow-up is very minimal. I mean, if you get a 5-man Black Hole, it'll be great and you can win the fight, but instead spend that gold, you know, towards these auras, Scythe, whatever, because clearly the follow-up damage isn't necessarily there. But he really is 100% committed to this idea. He's going to get a good Black Hole off. He even goes to the Octa Ring Core that you see finish now.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's their only option to win the game at this point is for this Enigma to carry. And carry Enigma is certainly a thing. You get the Octarine, you get the Ags, you get the Refresher, and you can full to 0 an entire team.
Yeah, that's true.
By yourself. So that does seem to be their best option to actually win at this point.
I love this unique build on Razor. The early Veil, and now he gets an Octarine Core himself eventually. Zetrax, he's not afraid to be different.
It's going to make him super tanky, and I assume it probably reduces the cooldown on Unstable Current. It does not. Okay, so it's just your castable spells.
Okay. But still, that's nice value there. I think it is more about the lifesteal, if anything, consistently happening around him. As, okay, we've seen this before. Can they kill the roster this time? They got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Zitrax, he's trying to cut them off now, though, so it might come at a pretty massive cost. Hawk just BKB TPs out, so he's fine, but obviously committing a fair amount. And Immersion
jumps in aggressively.
He's blocked. Next to pull him back. He keeps trying to roll away. It ain't happening. You see the second Daedalus even coming now for Sunlight on this Kunkka. So they're not lacking damage. They can definitely scale.
Not at all.
Kunkka's going to be dealing crazy amounts. Apponine, she's Ninja. He's caught.
Apponine.
Afro Ninja.
We should just pronounce it differently every
Say
time.
like literally different, yeah. Okay.
Afro Ninja.
Sunlight goes down, by the way, at the top lane. That was Afterlife. That was a Black Hole committed. FNG there to assist as well. So, with the way this game's shaping up, though, I guess that you'll take it right now for Gambit. I think you're right, though. It really is just a Refresher and Ag specifically on Enigma. Until they have those 2 items, they're not going to have really a way to kind of win this game. They need those, and then maybe there's the shot.
Yeah. And, I mean, at this point, the Rubik, Afoninhi, is...
Nice.
He's basically, like, the same farm as a Rubik support would be at this point. He's basically just playing another 4, because he would be doing the exact same thing if he was a 4.
Yeah.
As a mid.
That's exactly the point making earlier, too. It just, this hero dies off big time. So it's fine to have him, but you need to have that 4-1 strategy around him. But I thought, because Apponine, she's trying to run. Pops a BKB for this. The Rotomatos catches to Hawk. He used his Howl. He's still kind of just running around, not sure where to go. He kind of wants to go in, but he can't go comfortable. Fishman, okay, they're going to kill the Rasta. There we go. Take out the Shadow Shaman, and oh, look at Afterlife. He's pushing the bottom tower meanwhile, so this is a bit of a distraction, actually. Viper, he's going to get caught. Afterlife is still down there pushing the tower. Chosen one, he is going to fall. Spirit Vessel applied. And now Afterlife comes in. The Malphite stun on Earth, Elder Titan even. Heals on up. He pops his own BKB. Going to go for the TP play, and they do not have a stopper for that. There's the BKB. Black Hole catches Zirax as well as Sunlight. Here's a chance for Gambit. Zirax is going to fall. No, the heals in the last second, but Sunlight dies. He buys back immediately. Zirax is going to be the same story as Blade Nose Pop. The BKB still active. He actually stays alive. The Octarine Core healing him with the spell lifesteal. Immersion's now dead as well. And Hawk, no more shapeshift. He's in trouble. He's not going to run far. Going to run to his grave, in fact. So it looked great there for a second for Gambit, but unable to really do enough. They did get a couple of buybacks, I suppose, so are positives.
Heavy buyback commitment, so this definitely is an opportunity for them if they're able to find one more fight, but at the same time, what's stopping Nemiga from just walking down a lane or getting the Roche, which has respawned? They've used the black hole, and that's really their option to win team fights.
Nemiga knows this. They're going to go right into the Roshan pit now, as we've seen before. It's not the fastest Roshan killing team, but with the circumstances currently, I think they're going to get it. 3 heroes staying dead, no buybacks happening. Double Daedalus now online for Kunkka. Well, some big numbers to come out from that. This is Cheese, I believe. Yeah, they got the Aegis earlier, so Aegis and Cheese here. Probably give the Aegis to Razor? No, Kunkka takes it. Okay.
Yeah, he, let's see, buybacks.
He used his.
Kunkka does not have, yeah, Razor does have the cooldown, just not quite enough gold. We might have that now.
Yeah.
Or very soon. And yeah, Kunkka definitely more important than Viper as far as base defense goes, so you'd prefer to have him with the Aegis, I think.
Razor. I'm going to put the Veil in his backpack for now because of that, but worth the sacrifice. That Rubik, I mean, he's building a Lotus Orb. It's great. Doesn't necessarily help with damage. Now, his level 25 talent, isn't it like Spell Lamp with the stolen spells? As he's lifted, though. Double Yules. He is dead. 20-second shackles. Feels like it, at least. Well, I go back to, though, Rubik. So there is a little bit of an amp there. If he, I assume he's going to get that talent, because I think the other one is a lift cooldown.
50% spell lamp. That's a lot.
That is a lot. Yeah, it's 50%. Okay. So that's where a core Rubik, you know, can get that 25 sooner than later, and maybe start feeling a bit more impact from it. But still not the ultimate answer. Razor is fine. FNG spamming the poison. He's got his talent for the poison. He's able to use those very frequently. And Zitrex is, yeah, he's taking some good damage, but is fine.
Yeah.
Is that an Axe on Shadow Demon? I think that was a double purge.
That's actually pretty insane because he uses the Soul Catcher and then he puts the Spear Vessel on him, so he doesn't actually heal up.
Huh? Oh yeah, good combo. I didn't think about that. Because it counts as a, I guess it counts as a heal. So it is affected by that.
That's at least what it looked like in that interaction.
I agree. I think I saw that too. And yeah, I'm pretty sure Shadow Demon has an Ag. So again, the multiple charges now too on that. Ooh. Nullifier on Lycan.
Yeah. There's the Yules on Razor is definitely a problem.
All right.
There's also quite a few BKBs that could be problems as well. But just that play by Shadow Demon actually saved the tier 2 bottom, which is pretty important at this point.
Gambit, the net worths have been swinging back and forth this game, but really for the last 20 minutes, it does feel like Nemiga's continued to be in the control. I don't think Enigma, though, is getting close to a potential combo that we were talking about earlier. In fact, he's going to go for the Solar Black Hole on the Razor. He has a buyback on Razor. If he even dies, he's not going to, though. Yules on up, pots BKB, and he's alive. He is well alive. He turns, kills 2 with the team support, and the rest of Gambit just has to spread and run. It's just example after example here. They cannot get enough follow-up damage on most of these heroes, like the Razor and Viper specifically.
Yeah, that was, you know, an okay idea in theory, but we've seen time and time again that this black hole has to hit 2 cores, otherwise they can't win the fight. They don't have enough damage, and Nemiga just does too much. And now Enigma, he has enough gold for a refresher, but he doesn't have enough gold for refresher and buyback. So he's going to buy back potentially, but he won't have a black hole for another 50 or so seconds.
So it seems like at least tier 3 potentially going to be pushed in air, likely even more, as we take a journey through the map. All the mushrooms and fungus. I mean, from this perspective, it does actually look pretty nice. It's that underwater theme.
All these little mushroom soldiers.
Yeah. All right, we're back. As another toxin stolen once again from F9, so it's going to use that to push out the lane.
The spam is insane from FNG.
Yep. Yeah, the poison spam, you have the fade bolts coming out consistently. So the counter push is pretty strong on the Dire side, although Zitrax, he's like, all right, I'm tired of dealing with the counter push, I'm just going to run at you. Razor good for that. Gets in a fall back, though, pop their own BKBs before having to turn. So this tier 3, it's not dropping quickly. It's a massive push here with the creeps, but again, the counter push. Yeah, Nemiga is, in fact, Viper. He's in trouble.
He's dead.
He actually is dead. Okay. So,
and no buyback.
Wow, 2 minutes. You're right, he's out for. Razor's caught too. Oh, this could be the beginning of something great for Gambit. They take out Rasta. Can they get Razor? No. The BKB TP. He survives. They're going to go for more, though. You hear the Aegis reclaimed.
They caught Kunkka.
Kunkka just melts. He's out for 2 minutes. What?
They might have just lost the game.
That's very possible, because now Gambit, they have a chance to just go down. There's a double damage bottom lane, too. Bottom rune spot. I don't know if they're going to notice it.
And they have Black Hole.
Yeah, without Kunkka, I think this actually could be a... Gambit could just go for tier 4. They could just finish this game right here.
Radiant are scanning.
Don't even kill the racks, honestly. Just kill the tower, go for tier 4. I mean, they have to get to the heroes, of course. You mentioned the black hole. There's a lift. Zitrax, he's dead. He's going to get caught. Yeah, no chance. He buys back, though. Okay, he had one.
He's going to buy the refresher orb here for sure. He's going to TP back. Yeah, he just TP'd back. He has boosted travel as well once he refreshes.
Smart. And he's coming back in. Nemiga's not going to be ready for this. This could be the game-winning fight here for Gambit. It was looking so grim for them here in the later game. Alpha Ninja, he is caught. Shackled up, ward trapped, but he's fine for now. Fishman, he's going to go down to this. There's only 2 up, Elder Titan and the Razor. You still got 30 seconds for Viper. You see the buyback from Rubik. He TP's in with his own bots purchase. They're killing the racks, but yeah, they could just go right for tier 4. They could just finish this game.
Yeah,
Razor's in, but there's the black hole as expected. Zitrax is going to go for a dieback. Elder Titan's in trouble too. GG's called, and Gambit makes the comeback. It was looking grim, but they hold just enough, and then eventually push back for the win.
Well, that right there is the difference between a team that goes to these major lands and does well, and a team that is still working on, you know, breaking into the tier 2 scene, I think, because everything was lining up for Nemiga to win that game. And to be honest, that push through the mid lane, it was just not coordinated. They just kind of like, they're like, oh, well, we want to fight. Let's all just kind of like wander down the mid lane. We can definitely take racks here. But they don't have tower damage. They didn't have any of the other lanes pushed in, and that just allowed Gambit to focus all of their spam on just the creeps. And they killed the creeps up like 2 or 3 times. Suddenly all their heroes are alive. And now Nemiga's stuck in a spot where they have no buybacks on their cores, and they're kind of just caught out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, it really is. It was hard to see ways that Gambit was going to be able to withhold and win this game. But as we started to see them push, lack of coordination part of it, but their counter push was strong, mixed with the lack of sieging presence from Nemiga. That proved to be their uphill battle that they just could not get over, and maybe that was the panic moment of like, we feel like we should be able to do this. They were, again, goes back to being uncoordinated as a result. And Gambit was able to take full advantage, kill a couple of heroes, no buybacks, just push down. This is a team lineup that's one massive strength that they had, was they can push quickly, and it showed there in the end. So Gambit wasn't the prettiest of games for them, but they do come out with the victory, and they are up 1-0 now in this best of 3. So Nemiga, talk about an uphill battle for sure. It's going to be tough to climb back in game 2 now, going up against a team like Gambit, but they've showed some good signs.
even just mentally at that point, like that one hurts because like that game was definitely within their grasp against one of the better teams in their region.
Definitely. But there's always game 2, so we'll see what they do. We got we have the the Tug of War Radiant Edition tournament. Recall the name there for a second. This is a semifinal matchup from the East bracket. The winner moves on to play Team Empire, which will take place tomorrow. But Gambit up 1-0 over Nemiga right now in this series. Stay tuned, guys. I'm Breaky CPK, joined by Elevated. We got game number 2 coming up next.